Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. Whenever you come here, guys, tell me where you're watching from. Yeah. Good morning, Martha. I hope you're doing well. I'll give you more. Hmm? You want? No? Yeah, so today, good morning, JK. Ha, JK, long time. JK, I hope you're good. Kakati JK, next week. Good morning, sons. JK, next week we are starting the conversation of houses and land. So that our friends Nabo, to take it probably seriously, they also do it. I have a lot to learn, by the way, especially from you who has been in the business of buying a lot of land and all that. Yeah, and I'm sure so many people have. I have been waking up after the live broadcast for the past few days. Now I get. They don't remember Funye. Yeah. Yes, Salmin. Good morning. So next week, JK, we should wake up a little earlier. I need you in these broadcasts next week, because we'll be taking the conversations towards the angle of real estate, houses. Yeah, naye wazimba dda gye wazimba wadde si yiyo naye wagizimba mukitegeera. Yeah, of course you remember when we were having this discussion, we were talking about circumstances and urban. What have you done? Go sit in your place. Go. Circumstances under which people build houses, and you told us that for you first built a house, a general house for your family, and then you'll think about yours later. But of course you're not in Uganda, so if you built a house for yourself, then probably it would not make sense. It would not make sense for JK to build a home. Yeah, so Chisache Simon, good morning. Yeah, so JK, your math is quite different, and but we are going to be having a discussion from the different angles. Yeah, and of course yesterday I was having a chat with one of my followers here, and Bambi abadangamba nabe moroke empyamba feko, and I'm starting to balance, because I've helped people buy like 3 new cars, two from the bond, straight from the bond. Yeah, and I figure they are my followers here that actually have a lot of money. Ngasoro gena mubona nagule moroka million 5, million nkaga. Yeah, so of course most of them bali mu million 35. Yeah, but I totally understand. Although, of course, like I told him, if he said ebisinga emotoka empya okujja ko ng'ojogeddeko miwendo, like this is how much it costs. Good morning, Nathan. Good morning, Arthur. Yesterday I missed the live broadcast, but I'm a commercial farmer. Do I need a car? It depends. What do commercial farmers do exactly? Good morning, Nicole. Yeah, Salmin, what do commercial farmers do? What do you do that would need a car? You get, you need to ask yourself what you do, how often you move distances that require a car, and it's probably the traffic that you travel in that dangerous that it would require you to, yeah. I don't know, what do commercial farmers do? Because then we can start from there. Because sometimes a commercial farmer might need a truck to move products, but I have people that call themselves commercial farmers though, but ngasiba commercial farmer at all. I know someone that actually bought a pickup thinking that his farming would be big. Of course, he hadn't told me what level of farming he was at. Watermelon. 1 acre of watermelon should not make you buy a pickup of 30 million. You get 1 acre of watermelon, you're still a very small farmer for you to think that I need a town S truck. Yeah, so what do you deal in? How big is your farm and all that? Because then we can start considering from there to see whether you actually need a car, which type of car you need and all that. Yeah, so tell me more about it. You could have to actually share with, probably we have another farmer here that can learn a thing or two from you. Yeah, good morning, Ivan. Talk about a Glanza and its challenges. Now, Ivan, the Toyota Glanza is a starlet. Okay, it's like old generation cars. It's an old car. The one challenge that you will face is probably looking for spare, and it's rare. That's the only challenge you'll find with that car. Okay, if you buy one that doesn't have a turbo, then you'll not have any challenges that are major. But if you buy a Glanza with a turbo, normally the turbo can get problematic. Like all cars that have turbos, and the turbo is not that cheap to replace. So that might be the only trouble you get with the Glanza if it's a turbo car. If it's not a turbo, then the challenge would be getting some of the spares, like let's say the crossbars, it's like that, shocks, especially the spares that it doesn't share with the current cars, which is almost everything. You get, because it's not coming into Uganda anymore. So you'll find that the guys that are bringing spares into the country don't bring the spare anymore. Because when was the last time you saw a Glanza on the road? You also have to consider that. But it's a nice car. If you're the kind of person that drives very slowly, you don't hit potholes and all that, you may actually never get the problem, because spare may never break down, and so you may never need to replace anything in a very long time. So of course, the time that you want to replace, you'll get some trouble finding it. You'll have to move up and down trying to find it. You get so that might be the only trouble, but it's a good car. That's why normally I tell you guys, if you can buy a new model of a car, don't buy the old model. You get so if you have money and you want to buy a Spacio, but the budget you have can buy a new model Spacio, whatever number plate, buy a new model Spacio. If the same applies to your Primo, the same applies to a Raum. You get things like that. So the Glanza is a very good car, but more parts on engine always increase points of failure. That's why I prefer naturally aspirated engines to turbo. Exactly. Yeah, every time you have an extra part, not just even on cars, on anything, I think, even a house, even a bicycle, even a person, the more accessories you put on yourself, the more you are likely to embarrass yourself. For example, you guys have been seeing the picture of Winnie Nwaji at the Bini Man concert. She put a lot of makeup, and it started flowing, and then the makeup started rolling down her cheeks, and that's a very embarrassing thing, I think, for a woman. You get so the more parts you have on anything, I think, the more challenges you're going to get trying to maintain that thing, even you as a person. That's why I also think we are blessed. The short people, we are blessed. We are not tall, so we don't have extra bones. You get. But of course, yesterday I was with one of our friends here, and he told me, but Arthur, you bought the shame. Like, now what is the alternative of calling someone short? Me, I'm short. But if short people don't call me short. Now what would you call us if you say that calling me short is body shaming? Apparently in the modern world you cannot. So sorry, someone was calling me. Yeah, so of course the modern world is quite complicated, but every extra part you have on a car, like you see that police patrol, that area can make it fail. You get every extra thing you have on a car is problem after problem. So the Glanza is actually not that bad, but one thing you need to know, that make sure you don't buy a turbocharged one, because I've seen those studded sun glancers with turbos, where they end up removing the turbo, and another engine that was created to move with the turbo on. When you remove the turbo, definitely it loses power. You get it? So, but the major problem you will get with the glancer would be when it breaks down and you try to look for spares and you can't find them. So if you have a budget of about 8 million, I would encourage you to add 2 million and get yourself a Vitz 1.3cc. You get it? At 10 million, I'm thinking you can get it. Yeah, get 10 million, and if you want a car in that shape, or if you want a compact car, yeah. But the Glancer, of course, you can drive it, and I'm thinking you can get it even at 6 or 7. I'm thinking, I don't want to say it's concrete information, but that's what I'm thinking. But you know that's the, of course, it consumes very good. The fuel will be good, and most of the people that used to drive Glancers, they tried very much to they tried to look after them very well, because it's youth that normally drive them. The guys that now drive Subarus used to drive Glancers before Subarus were popular. So Glancer was like a Subaru of those days. Then the Subaru came. Then the people that would buy Glancer started buying. Oh, the car that has overtaken me. You see, I think that's a Crown or Cressida something, V8. It drinks petrol like it was sent to drink it. So let me just read this comment. I do poultry, coffee and banana, 2 cows, but a small scale, 3 acres. I stay in Kawempe and do my farming in Wobolenzi. Now, if you stay in Kawempe and stay in Wobolenzi, one reason I would tell you to buy a car is for safety. Then I'll tell you to buy an affordable car, okay? It depends on how much money you have, okay? It depends on how much money you have. So if you sell eggs, probably, or you sell chickens, if you have bananas and all that, and you have a budget of about 20 to 30 million, you can definitely buy you can buy a pickup truck. You can buy the L200, you can buy the Hilux, you can buy the hard body, you can buy the Isuzu. What's that? Isuzu. There is that Isuzu pickup. You get it? So if your farm is that's it, where you deliver stuff every day, you can actually buy a pickup truck. Okay. However, if you don't have a big budget, because pickup trucks that are cheap will also give you a lot of trouble. But if you have a small budget, less than 25 million, less than 20 million, I would say, then you can also buy a Town S if you don't mind. Because I'm thinking that the reason you have told me about farming is because you think, okay, sometimes I may need to deliver stuff and all that. So then you can buy a Town S, okay? Akayongeza ka vehicle, Town S, there are Nissan Saharas which are very old right now. I wouldn't recommend. You see, like that woman truck that is overtaking me, that's a Nissan hard body. You get it? But now that one is like, I think 50 million or 60. You get it? It's a UBA. But with your 25 million, I think 25 to 30 you can get, not a very new number plate, but it will be in good condition. Yeah. So depending on what you call it, but if you have a small budget, my idea would be for your own safety, because Kawempe to Wobolenzi is quite a distance. Okuja Konga, and I'm thinking you're not in Wobolenzi at the main road, so you take a taxi ideally and then take a border probably. You get, so you can buy a small car. If you have a big budget, you can buy a car like a Fielder. It still has a boot. You can deliver your eggs and all. Or you can, if you have a very small budget, then you can buy a Caldina G Touring. You get it. You can also buy that Sienta. It also has a considerable boot, and you can actually put the seats down, the very back seats. You can put them down, and then what you would be, yeah, of course, JK, yeah. You can also buy a Pro Box, yeah. because you can get a Pro Box at around 15 to 16 million. Yeah, you can also buy a room. I'm looking at the cars that would favor you as a farmer. Now I'm thinking in terms of eggs as well, also in terms of chickens. Okay, if you're also going to be selling chickens to people, those cars would also work for you. But if you're the kind of farmer that can raise your money, you can buy a double cabin pickup truck. You can buy your pickup truck at any kunyumira. With the way we select cars, me and my team, trust me, you would get a very good pickup truck and you would enjoy it. Yeah, so but I think I've answered you. Of course, your farm is not so big, so I wouldn't really advise you to think about a very big